GCSE 9 to 1 maths, looking at a really tricky, difficult grade 9 indice question. So this is for higher tier only for GCSE 9 to 1 maths, but it's also appropriate for A-level maths and GCSE further maths as well, okay, for the AQA level 2 GCSE further maths specification, okay. This question number 4. Find the value of 1 over 0.16 to the power of 1.5. So step 1 is to write 1.5 as a fraction. So I'm going to have 1 divided by 0.16 to the power of 3 halves, okay, or 3 over 2, okay, because 1.5 is the same as saying 1.5, which is the same as saying 3 halves, okay. Hopefully that makes sense, okay. And again, if you're not too sure, then please watch my other videos on converting between decimals to fractions, okay, on my TikTok or YouTube, okay. Okay, so next step now the 3 halves, what does this mean? Well, I'm going to do the root of the denominator and then raise my answer to the power of the numerator. So I'm going to take the square root, okay, the second root of this. So the square root of 1 divided by 0.16. Now this actually looks pretty nasty, but obviously take my time. So I'm going to have the square root of 1 divided by the square root of 0.16. The square root of 1 is just 1. Now the square root of 0.16 is a bit more trickier. The square root of 16, we should know, is 4, because 4 squared is 16. Okay, the square root of 0.16, well, your answer will be 10 times smaller. Okay, so 4 divided by 10, I get 0.4. Okay, and if you're not sure, then obviously check it. Okay, 0.4 times 0.4 or 0.4 squared, I get 0.16. Okay. So I'm going to have 1 over 0.4, okay, and then I'm going to raise this to the power of 3, okay. I'm now going to have 1 cubed over 0.4 cubed, which is a bit more trickier, okay. So 1 cubed is equal to 1, 0.4 cubed. Now there's many different ways to obviously work out your answer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write 0.4 as a fraction, okay, and then work it out from there. So 0.4 as a fraction is 4/10 or 2 over 5, okay, or 2/5. Okay, so if I cube 0.4, I'm going to cube 2/5. Cubing 2, I get 8, and cubing 5, I get 125. So I get 8 125ths. Okay, so I've got 1 divided by 8 125ths, so dividing by a fraction, so I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So it's 1 divided by 8 125ths. So dividing fractions, you keep the first fractional number the same, you flip the second, so 125th eighths, and then you multiply, okay, so you have 1 over 1, okay, so think of it as 1 over 1, okay, 1 times 125 is going to be 125, and 1 times 8 is going to be 8, so our final answer is 125th eighths, or any other equivalent, okay, mixed number fraction or a decimal, okay, but I'm going to leave my answer as that for the sake of ease, okay, and that is my final answer, okay. Sorry that it took obviously a bit longer than 2 minutes, but hopefully that made sense, okay. So this is looking at fractional indices, okay, so you take the root of the denominator and then you raise that to the power of the numerator, so root of the bottom and then you raise your answer to the power of the top, okay, and that's looking at fractional indices, okay, but this topic is grade 9 indices, okay, so grade 9 index laws, okay. Thank you for watching.